Pull it to the king tower. You can't keep cycling your fisherman like that. Well, I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. What's up, everyone? It's Durkee here, and today we're going to be playing one of the, if not the most no-skill decks in Clash Royale, Giant Graveyard. This deck is always good, but with the Evo Zap and the Evo Bats, it just got like 10 times better, okay? Unfortunately, I don't have anything in hand to cycle into that, so I'm just going to cycle a Zap. Looks like this guy's running a no-skill deck as well, but I think we'll be able to defend pretty reasonable. We have a lot of answers for this. Okay. We are also rocking with the Dagger Duchess, with which I don't know if that is the best for this matchup specifically, but I think we're going to be okay. Okay, we're going to wait to see if he pops the ability, and then we're going to go for arrows. And you would think that we wouldn't have been able to survive that push, but we're all good. So I'm just trying it out with this tower troop. I don't know, like, specifically if it would be better with, like, Cannoneer or Princess, I guess. But since it's a new season, I wanted to try out the new tower troop. So it's going to be no-skill deck versus no-skill deck, but that's totally fine. We're going to cycle bats in the back, but Dagger Duchess should clean all of this up. And we're going to giant at the bridge and hope that that can tank for the bats. Perfect. He can drop a rage on this. He probably needs to. Okay, he does that instead. We're just going to zap, and we haven't even had to play our graveyard yet, and we're probably going to take the entire tower. So this is what happens when two no-skill players run into each other. Two no-skill decks, I should say. Yeah, that was a really bad Golem. He kind of like played it out of desperation, but he's really just feeding us elixir here. And he's not going to break through this. I don't know why he didn't think of using the rage defensively. I feel like that would have been way better of a play. Okay, we're going to arrows here even before the Skeleton King pops his ability. And we have Evo Bats. He doesn't have rage in cycle, and we have Evo Zap. So I'm pretty sure this is just probably going to close out the game, depending on what he does. We're just going to Evo Zap. And that's a good first game against Elixir Golem. So that's a GG's. We'll catch you in the next one. Right into our next match here against Damu. And the one disclaimer I will have when you're using this deck is just make sure that you wash your hands afterward, because it is a little bit filthy of a deck. Nice. Look at how good the Dagger Duchess is, bro. We just full countered a Hog Rider. Well, I guess we had to play a Bowler too, but with the normal Princess Tower, that wouldn't really work. Okay, weird play by my opponent there, and by weird I just mean like bad, honestly. I'm gonna go crazy here. He used his Firecracker, and usually when they run a Hog Firecracker, they don't usually run arrows. Okay, well. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be a good game. We'll go ahead and catch you in the next one. Okay, into our next match here. And that's the thing about this deck, is the reason that it's so easy and that it's so hated is because you can honestly just make like one outplay, or your opponent messes up one time and they like genuinely lose the game because of it. So if you're someone who wants to climb up a few trophies, you don't want to stimulate yourself at all, and you just want to kind of like get some crowns, then this is a good deck for you to practice, honestly. And obviously at a high level, it's difficult to play. Granted, I'm not playing it at a high level. I'm playing this in a classic challenge, but it is hard to play well. You do have bad matchups, but most of the time, if you just go Giant Graveyard at the bridge, it can be difficult for them to defend. Okay, he goes with the E-Drag at the back. I'm going to go like this, because if I don't go like this, my little prince is going to keep getting reset by the E-Dragon. But if I use the little Guardian, he's going to be able to finish off the Electro Dragon. And we get a little hit on the tower, so that's nice. Okay, so E-Drag usually means like Golem or Elixir Golem or Lava Hound or something like that. Okay. Just going to cycle my Night Witch here, and then possibly go in for a Giant, depending on what he plays. Darn. I messed that up. I wanted the Night Witch to go behind, and I wanted it to live. But this is still menacing as well. Yeah, I'm just going to let it go. Okay, looks like it's Golem for sure. The Lumberjack in combination with all those cards pretty much confirms it. Okay, not very well defended by my opponent. So we're going to go with the bats here. Honestly, I didn't even need to play those bats. I kind of forgot how good that the Dagger Duchess is. I'm going to try and get my King Tower activated. Nah, I misplaced it by one tile. Okay, so my fault. Not the ideal start. But because he played that, I'm going to be aggressive and go in with the graveyard. I mistimed it just enough. Okay, now the Guardian is tanking for the graveyard. We're going to get a lot of chip damage. Like, I messed up so many things in that. Like, the Guardian was supposed to immediately tank for the graveyard. But it didn't even matter. We still got a lot of damage on the tower. Dagger Duchess needs to recharge, but that's fine because the bowler is, oh, I was going to say the bowler is going to live, but it ended up not living very long. I'm going to zap here because... okay, yeah. He would have had to play that NATO. I guess he would have had to play that NATO anyway. Okay, we're going to go for Little Prince in the back. I know he has the pump up, but what we're going to do is we're going to go for a giant graveyard into the pump. Like this. And then Evo Zap is going to be our best friend here onto this E-Drag, as well as these arrows. And I'm not 100% sure if he can defend this, to be completely honest. At least not for no damage. Okay, that's tower down. And at this point, I'm pretty sure we can just stall out for the rest of the game. We're just going to go like this. And yeah, that's easy. Easy game against Golem. We didn't even have to do that much. Honestly, we really didn't have to do that much. So good game to this guy. We'll catch you in the next one. Into our next match here. And yeah, whenever you're playing a deck, like think of a graph where like the x-axis is like skill required to play and the y-axis is how good the deck is. And this deck is one of those where like it's very low on the skill required to play, but very high on like how good the deck itself is. Okay, so Dagger Duchess is going to clean up the bomber here. It looks like we're up against Elixir Golem again, most likely. Not 100%, but that's just what it feels like. Okay. I have arrows here if I need them. And you know what? We're just going to go in. Why not? I mean, if I'm playing this deck, I might as well play it the way that it's meant to be played. And he gave me a lot of arrows value. And yeah, my opponent made one mistake, and they lost their entire tower. That's this deck in a nutshell. It actually makes me angry. But I mean, he overcommitted, and he lost his tower. I don't know what to say. So yeah, that's probably another GG. These games are kind of flying by. So I'm going to cut to the end when we get the dub. We'll see you there. Okay, yeah. So we end up getting the 3 crown, no surprise. We'll catch you in the next one. Alright, in our next game against Miv. And honestly, I was kind of looking at decks to play. I was scouring Royal API. This was like in the top 5 decks in terms of like just general win rate. So that's mainly why I'm playing it. Also, I just wanted to play something other than the Evo Battle Ram, because that's like all that I've been seeing or playing against. So I was like, you know, I'll mix it up. I'll play something different. Goblin Drill is a pretty tough matchup because the Dagger Duchess actually like kind of struggles against those types of mini tanks. So I'm going to pressure here only because I want to take advantage of the Dagger Duchess having to recharge. And yeah, forces out the delivery, so that's fine with me. I could go in here. I'm tempted to do so. I'm just going to let it go. Okay, we're going to go like this. We're going to bowler over here so that way the Little Prince doesn't hit my tower. Yeah, and he gets a good poison off, unfortunately. Okay, so here's the thing. He doesn't have Bomber and Cycle. Oh, I'm not going to go in yet. I'm going to be patient. It feels like a giant graveyard player to want to, like, immediately go in. But I think we're just going to chill. He actually used his Goblins. I think I will go in. I think I am going to go in because he used his Goblins. He doesn't have Poison and Cycle. I don't know. I think this feels like a good play. Right? Like, just strictly based off his Cycle. And look, the Dagger Duchess has to recharge. And we took his entire tower. Dude, this deck is so crazy. Oh my, it makes me angry. It makes me angry how good this deck is. Okay, we have Little Prince. We can pop the ability for the wall breakers. Yep, I knew that was coming. Yep, and that's going to be another good game probably. I'm not going to cut to the end because this player actually seems like he's pretty good. So I'm going to play the rest of this game out and make sure that we actually get the win before I celebrate. We have arrows for Evo wall breakers, bowler. Yeah, just like a minute of defending without giving him too much poison value and we'll be fine. I do think I'm just going to arrow that though when the time comes. Which I guess is going to be soon. Yeah, okay, we're going to like that. Okay, yeah, we live. That's what matters. He should have saved that Evo Bomber to like play on a push, I feel like. Okay, that's going to take care of all of that. And then we can go Evo Bats here. Little Prince is gone. Delivery comes down. And I'd be pretty impressed if he defends this, to be completely honest. He doesn't have delivery. Evo Bomber comes down. Dagger Duchess definitely has its weaknesses against these types of troops, so... Wonder what he's going to do here. Yep, the exact same push that we've seen a million times. And doesn't even get a tower, so really good defending on our part. GG's. If you don't like playing against Goblin Drill, well, then this might be the deck for you. We'll take the dub. We'll see you in the next one. Into our next match here against Jarib 7. Running the Princess Tower. Good to know, good to know. I definitely think Princess Tower is the most well-balanced troop in the game. Like, I don't know if she's necessarily the best, but definitely less polarizing in certain matchups. Like, sometimes you play Cannoneer and you just get hard countered. You know, like if they're running Graveyard or something like that. So, when in doubt, you can just stick with your Princess troop. Okay, he goes with an X-Bow defensively. Can't say I've seen that before or that I agree with it. Okay, well... yeah, good game. Most likely. Not yet. But that was a really weird play. This guy's playing Ice Bow, which runs Rocket. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers will just tell you to Rocket anything, but I don't know if the damage he got from the Rocket outweighed the damage he got from the Graveyard. So we have really good answers to his X-Bow in this matchup. Giant obviously is amazing, plus bats. So I would say that we have almost a hard counter here, which is awesome. Whenever he plays, I can arrows or zap. Yeah, I mean, that's still dead. It's just so hard for him to come back from that, like, that deficit that he's kind of already established with that Rocket. In my opinion. I have Zap ready here for Skeletons. He might just Ice Wizard. Okay, he goes for the Log. Yeah, that's still going to get a ton of damage on his tower. I'm considering zapping to get even more. I think I'm going to do it. I just kind of want to cycle anyway, and it's going to get his tower down to 394. So almost spell cycle range, not quite. So yeah. Nice. And in double elixir, it's even harder for him to break through. Not like he could really break through in single elixir, but in double elixir, it just gets even worse because like it's a lot easier for us to play like our bowlers. Okay, he goes for the Rocket on that. That was actually a really good Rocket for him, I'm not going to lie. But at least he's not using it on our tower. Bowler's going to connect here most likely. Okay, I'm going to Little Prince here and then immediately pop the ability. And he's going to get a little lock, but we're just going to go like this and reset it. That's the good thing about Zap, is you can reset the X-Bow. A lot of people forget about that. Like, even if the X-Bow locked, it's not a big deal. You just go for a Zap and it's not even a problem. Okay. And at this point, arrows will take the tower, so I'm just going to chill and defend. Not going to worry about it. I can just tank for any X-Bow with the Giant, and then they're not going to break through. Yeah, so we're going to go like this. Arrows to take the game. Evo Zap just to kind of show that we had it in cycle. So, GG's. They didn't play that well, but it was a really good matchup anyway. So, we'll take the dub. Catch you in the next one. In our next match here against Night Dragon. Ooh. I'm curious to hear what everyone thinks about like the new meta with the Dagger Duchess and the Evolved Battle Ram. From what I've seen about the Evolved Battle Ram, I still think that it's very, 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 very good. But we'll see. My man is in trouble. Definitely one of the weaknesses with the tower troop right there is if you have a really hefty tank, it just eats all of your ammunition. So that was why I did that, because the boulder I knew was going to eat all of the charge of the tower, and it would be really hard for her to defend.
Excuse me, don't you know who I am?
Okay, same thing, same problem I'm having right here too, and he knows it. That's kind of why he pressured, but we get more damage than they do, so it's fine. A good pressure here, but I'm just going to kind of like take my damage and move on, honestly. I think he's also running Giant Graveyard, so we need to be really careful with how we play this matchup. We want to defend with troops and have them on the counter push if possible. Evo Berry is also a concern. If he goes for like a lineup, yeah, okay. So I saw that coming like a mile away, so I caught it with the bowler, and that's a really, really important play to make, I'm not going to lie. It's very, very important. What do I want to do? I'm going to go like this. Okay, we lived. Barely. It would have been a lot worse if he caught our Evo Bomber. I'm gonna protect my little prince here. Oh, I failed. But that's okay. Oh, okay. Evo Bomber is kind of annoying in this matchup. But if you can play around that, we should be okay. So we survived. We're all good. Okay, he goes for the Giant. I'm going to go for the Bowler. The next Evo, the berry that he plays will be Evo. So I have arrows in cycle. I'm going to save my arrows for that berry. Okay, Evo Bats are going to come down from me. Then I'm going to go with the Giant here. Ooh, Fireball. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Little Prince Fire Rate is popping off right now. Little Prince Fire Rate. Okay, good. He finally goes for the Evo Zap. I'm like, he should, really. Nice. Okay, now might be a good time to go in here. Okay, and then I might go for an Evo Zap of my own. Yeah, we're going to go like this. It's going to take care of the Bomber. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, arrows. Nice. We chose our spots well. And kind of outplayed him. So in general, when you're playing Graveyard against Graveyard, defend with your troops, get a counter push, use your spells wisely, and you'll be fine. So GG's to Night Dragon. We'll catch you in the next one. Next match here against Omar. And honestly, every time I play a deck like this, like I don't think I could play it for very long, but you know, playing it for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, like it's pretty satisfying. I'm just gonna cycle a Zap. I don't really have anything else better to play. I usually like prefer cycle decks, like those are more so the style of decks that I play, but I have fun with this every once in a while. It's a good mix-up. Bowler's going to do a really good job here. Interesting skeleton dragons. He basically just sacrificed them, so I don't know why I did that at all. Okay, I'm going to support, I'm going to kind of see what he does. Okay, yeah, so since he did that, I'm going to support this with Bats, and I think he might have just lost. Like, because in terms of the elixir that he has, yeah, okay, so if I go with the Graveyard, then what? What happens? Evo Bomber. Okay. Well, kind of lost. Lost half his tower. Okay, so well played by us. We haven't taken any damage on our tower yet. Dagger Duchess will clean up the Knight. It looks like he's... I don't know. I was going to say Goblin Joe, but the Electro Dragon doesn't really make sense. Beautiful, and then she's going to recharge. I really like this new tower troop. It fits really well in this deck. I wasn't 100% sure about it, but now that I've used it for a little while. Huh. I don't know about that. If I'm him. I really don't. Because we can cycle to a giant graveyard-ish. Well. Yeah, we're going to do it. Evo Zap cannot come soon enough. And look, that pump just gets, like, it goes to waste, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like, in general, when you play, like, against pump, you only want to do it when your opponent can't punish you. Maybe he thought, like, I couldn't cycle to a graveyard or something. I'm not 100% sure. Golem pushes are kind of hard to stop for this deck, though. I don't know. This defense is going to be scary. Little Prince is going to carry us unless he has a reset for it. Okay, I'm going to Zap. And then arrows on the Drag and the Bomber. And we're hanging on. Bats around, please. I would say Golem is one of the harder matchups for the Dagger Duchess because she just like runs out of steam, you know what I mean? Okay, so I think I'm going to pressure here just so that way he can't like go all in. Like I want him to have to defend so that way he can't go for a Golem. Yeah, and he does. He plays that over there. Yeah, I didn't really expect to take his tower. I mean, we almost do. But I didn't want him to be able to pressure with the Golem. So he had to play a bunch of troops. It was more of a distract tactic. So that's kind of like a little trick for you. Because if I would have sat there passively, he might have been able to take my tower. So GG's to Omar. We'll catch you in the next one. All right, up here against Legendary 1. Kind of a bold name, dude. Whenever I see names like that, like GOAT or Legendary, I'm like, they're never that good. People that are actually that good just use their real name, honestly. As you can see by his Expo at the bridge first play and then blocking with the Valkyrie. And, good luck, I guess. I don't know. And, yeah. Dude, this deck is so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, good game. What was that? 30 seconds into the game? Giant Graveyard really be like that, bro. It's so good at punishing like your mistakes. Like, I'm used to playing log bait, and like I'm just not used to getting this amount of damage. Like, this deck is so powerful. He's playing that. He might rocket this. I think he's playing that rocket deck. No, he's not. Okay, we're gonna go like this again. See what he learned. Not much, apparently. Okay, small little connection from him. Oh, Guardian. Okay. What do I do here? Do I want to be like just aggressive for no reason? Yes, I do. Okay. And that'll take the tower, because the tower is out of daggers. That's so funny, dude. I mean, not for him, but for me, it's funny. Oops, I wanted that to lock onto the bowler. My fault. Yeah, whatever. It's not going to break through. Alright, well, he's not going to break through in the next minute, so we're going to cut to the end. GG's. I'll see you there. GG's. Yeah, next match here against Osiris. So on stream, I've been recording. I played 12 matches in a challenge, a classic challenge. And so far, I've only lost one. And that's not like to flex by any means. I'm not like, oh, I haven't lost a game yet. It just kind of goes to show how good this deck is. Like, I'm not a Giant Graveyard main. And you've seen in the fashion in which I've won, you just kind of just need to, like, exploit one bad play by your opponent. And you just, like, end up winning the entire game. Okay, I'm going to go like this. Not my best defense. I should have played that completely differently. I thought he was going to go wall breakers instead of Barry. That's kind of why I did that. Because then I could have popped the ability for the wall breakers. That was the thought anyways. Okay, he spends a lot there. We learned a little more about his deck, which is nice. Might regret this. I think I will regret this. We'll see.
What up? Future king over here.
Good zap by him. Yeah, he kind of needed a zap there. Okay. We're just going to let it go. Bowler, one of the best answers to the game, to the little prince. That's just in case he pops the ability. Wow, Dagger Duchess is so fast. Okay, Evo Bomber will be next in cycle for him. So we gotta keep that in mind. You almost need to play a little differently when they have their Evo Bomber in hand. You can kind of bait them into it a lot of times. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Cool. Maybe I should have zapped there. I don't know. This matchup gets a little better in double elixir, to be completely honest. He has Evo Zap and cycle next, but no Evo Bomber, so that's fine with me. Okay, I'm gonna go set up to go opposite lane here. Looks like we're up like maybe one elixir. Okay. I wish I should have been cycling my zaps a little more throughout this game. That would have helped me a ton. Okay, bowler here to tank for a lot of this. And Dagger Duchess really does struggle with a lot of swarm. I mean, he's defending really, really well. Yeah, nothing on that. Night Witch might get a little something, something. Okay, he goes in here. We're just going to go for a bowler. Nice. Bowler is going to defend against all of this really, really well. And he wasted his Evo Zap. Well, wasted in my opinion. He forced out my Night Witch. That was well played. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to go Giant, Graveyard, of course, obviously. And then it's just so hard for the Dagger Duchess to defend that. He also messed up the Tesla, so Giant's going to get on the tower. We're going to zap here, and that's going to clean up the game. All it takes is one push. Like, you can see that entire game in single elixir. We didn't have anything going. We just had one good defense, one good counter push in the opposite lane, and we won. So that's all it takes. GG's. Catch you in the next one. Okay, into likely our last match of the video. Even if it's a loss, I'll probably keep it in just because we haven't had a loss in this video yet. So we'll see. We are 6 or 7 wins into a classic challenge, so I'm assuming the person that we're playing is probably pretty decent by this point. Okay, weird that they'd cycle a Fisherman in the back. That's kind of dangerous because I could have like gone for a Giant and like I could have Giant Graveyarded into that. Like, I know it sounds weird, but it is a play. Pop the ability here. Nice. Kind of a weird interaction, but it's gonna work for us. Ish. Okay. Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, my cycle is kind of awkward for this. Nice. Well played. I mean, it kind of looked like he spammed just like everything, but you know, it worked. It worked for him. I'm not going to get anything on the counter push. I could go in for a graveyard, but like I said, I'm just going to bide my time. Okay, so we don't have a building in this deck, but we do have a bowler. We do have a Little Prince, so those cards are very, very helpful. You want to avoid giving him the King Tower activation. Okay, he uses the Fisherman. How crazy do I want to be?
Don't you know who I am?
I think we're going to be crazy. Okay, hear me out. We're gonna find out if this was a good idea. Oh, he has Evo Skeletons! No! Darn it! I wanted that so badly. If he didn't have Evo Skeletons, I think that would have actually been like a genius play. Yeah, okay, fine. Fine. Yeah, this deck is like... You really shouldn't be going for graveyards in single elixir. If your opponents commit a ton of elixir, you can get away with it. But like you shouldn't be going for them in single elixir. Okay, this is gonna take my tower here probably. Basically. Oh, do I do it again? No, surely I don't do it again. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Wow. I mean, I don't think we can defend, but I think we do okay in a 2-tower situation. Wow. I don't deserve to win this game at all. But I really want to. I really want to. Oh, come on, bowler. He's going to go in the pocket, I think. Do I do it again to him? Pull it to the King Tower. You can't keep cycling your Fisherman like that. Well, I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. You can't cycle your Fisherman like that, because then he just pulled the Giant to the Princess Tower. Don't do that. Be better than him. GG's to you. Go. We'll catch you in the outro. For today's video, here's the deck one more time in case you want to take a screenshot. Honestly, this deck is way better than I thought it was as I was using it. People don't know how to defend against Graveyard. You just need one push to take their tower. So this is honestly one of my top 3 decks for the season, even without Evo Battle Ram. So give it a try. Wash your hands afterwards, and I'll catch you in another video real soon.